Hi guys, so I've just received a 3D printer unlike any other 3D printer I've had before, and this one's by Heygears and it's the Ultracraft Reflex. And as you can see, it's a gorgeous looking printer. It's just a shame I don't have the room and all the fancy lights to make it look, well, as impressive as it is. And the other thing I really like about this machine is it's got a solid build plate on it, which means it already comes pre-leveled, so you really can just get this out of the box and yeah, start printing straight away. All we need to do is get the resin involved. And as you can see, this is a little bit different to the norm, as in sort of the shape and look of it. And you might be able to tell, but at the top there's actually two sort of caps you take off. So this first one you pull off, and as you can see, there's kind of like a ball sort of thing in there. And that's because this 3D printer is a self-filling one. So you basically get the bottle of resin, pop it in the back there, and yeah, there's little sensors and everything else in here. So this one will automatically fill up when it starts to go down. So you never have to worry about it running out when you're doing a big print. And the other great thing with this printer is these little locking mechanisms. So no more do you have those long screws that seem to be, well, over long and take 5 minutes to unscrew or screw in. Yeah, with this, simple, pull down, push up, job done. Awesome. And there's also a similar sort of locking mechanism on the build plate, again, which just makes things so much simpler and kind of makes you wonder why all the other printers, well, aren't doing this from now on. So I tried so many times to be able to film this printer in, well, all its glory so you can see the whole thing. But again, apologies guys, I do sort of work out my front room. I don't have a shed, garage or workshop, so I don't have any sort of flashy areas to sort of film it in. But yeah, this is an absolute beaut of a 3D printer. So as we all know, I really am a noob when it comes to printers, even though I've been using them for a few years. So if you want any more sort of like technical advice, then I would suggest checking out a guy who goes by the name of Ross from Fohammer. There's a link in the description guys, go check him out. As I say, I really am the noob when it comes to, well, most things. But this guy, he knows his stuff, he knows all the technical terms. And yeah, if you look at his channel, he has reviewed so many different 3D printers. So he kindly sent me a miniature, pre-sliced, supported, all the rest of it. All I had to do was stick it on a little USB, pop that in the side of the machine, and then push a few buttons like the 3D noob I am. And as I've said, this 3D printer truly is so different from all the rest. And like most things in life, once you know what you're doing, yeah, it's easy. So yeah, that's why I helped reaching out to other YouTubers and getting the help I needed. And again, that's why I love this hobby. People are very helpful and willing to sort of like help each other out, which yeah, is just great. So with Ross's help, all went well, and yeah, the print came out and just looks amazing. So don't forget to check out Ross over at Fohammer, yeah, for all your technical sort of terms. And as I say, yeah, he does know his stuff with 3D printers. So like I said earlier, this quick release is just, yeah, it's just something so simple but makes things so easy just to get the build plate on and off. As you can see, yeah, the print has come out really well. And then we give the model a nice little bath in this lovely wash system, which obviously you have to keep away from the main 3D printer as this thing does vibrate quite well, which is obviously a good way of cleaning the model up perfectly. So the other cool thing with this wash system is it comes with another box, which is pretty handy. And the reason for this is you take off the box that obviously has all the IPA in, and yeah, rather than obviously getting your hands dirty or messy, you simply put the box on top of the other one, press the little air valve thing there, turn a little button, and yeah, the liquid goes from one box into the other. So it doesn't take long for it all to drain out, which then obviously means when you'll get your pieces out of the original box, yeah, there's no more sort of liquid in there, and you can just reach in, grab what you need and pull it out. So that cleans the model nicely, but it is still worth wearing gloves at this stage. As now what I do now is put in some nice warm water, as this obviously helps soften the supports. Although these supports almost come off without putting them in the warm water because they are nice small supports. Obviously, say Ross has done a very good job here with these supports, and yeah, warmed them up a little bit, and then they just peeled off a treat, which is always nice because when they are the smaller supports, it does mean there's going to be less noticeable sort of indentations or stuff on the actual miniature. See guys, as you can tell, I don't know technical terms of anything. Yeah, basically the smaller the supports, the less you sort of notice them on the miniature once you remove them. which is really good. So yeah, all of them were removed, and then I put them in the curing station. So this does come with a curing station, which I can show you, and again, even the curing station is just so different to all the ones that I've sort of been sent to in the past. So I really do have to take my hat off to Heygears, as their sort of system is, again, it's like such a big leap compared to all the normal sort of 3D printers that I've experienced. Yeah, apologies guys, as you can see I am in my Bermuda shorts because, well, in the UK we're having some rather nice weather, so yeah, it certainly is a shorts and t-shirt kind of thing. But yeah, so this is the curing station. It's neater and smarter looking than my microwave. Yeah, it's just a nuts. I say guys, I really can't sort of get across just how neat this whole system is, and just looks so more professional than any other 3D printers wash and cure system I've got. Yeah, it's amazing. Alright, I'm sure you guys are probably still giggling at the fact of me wearing Bermuda shorts, but hey ho, you've got to be comfy when you're messing about doing this hobby. So now it's all cleaned up. Yeah, so you can see the definition in this print, and yeah, so the textures in the sort of the fabric that this guy is wearing is just, yeah, it's just amazing. Absolutely awesome. Apologies there, I've got some sort of paint on my fingers, which is obviously rubbing off onto the miniature. But yeah, there you can still see just how good this miniature's come out. And yeah, we're going to paint him. Going to do obviously a nice simple paint job on this. No surprises, good old slap chop. So first thing we do, prime in black. And yeah, I think you can see the definition in his, or the texture in his outfit even more when it's primed in black. And yeah, it just looks great. And then onto the dry brushing. You'd have seen this quite a lot now, my textured dry brush palette, which I absolutely love, and this is available for patrons. You can download this. And in the past I've obviously normally used just cheap makeup brushes, which, well, they have done the job. Sometimes having a professional kit is better, and Ross over at Fohammer, yeah, kindly sent me this Artist Opus sort of set that he's obviously connected with. And yeah, it's obviously lovely looking. It's got the dry brushes in here. So there's the two sort of great sizes, which is kind of the sizes I normally use. You get a nice sort of larger one, obviously for doing bigger areas and all the rest of it. And then a smaller one if you've got sort of smaller miniatures. And again, both gorgeous looking brushes. And the other thing that I love that's in here that I have seen some people use before, and that's this, and that's like a little wet sponge. So even though we are dry brushing, you get a better result if your dry brush is, well, a little bit moist. So it's not like wet, but yeah, a little bit of water on it makes it so much better. And it also comes with this little thing. It's like a bar of soap, but not quite a bar of soap. And this is obviously ideal and great for cleaning the brushes afterwards. So this little set obviously has the two big dry brushes, but also has a variety of, well, normal sort of brushes, which is just awesome. So cheers, Ross, much appreciated for this. And I say, I can't wait to well, to crack on and use, well, all of these brushes. But obviously just for this video, I am just going to be using the larger of the dry brushes. But yeah, certainly looking forward to using the smaller brushes for some more detailed work when I come to doing my other sort of miniatures. So for the first time ever, I'm actually going to be doing my dry brushing properly. And that is, yeah, getting my dry brush just a little bit sort of damp, as this does help when you come to do the dry brushing. It's more of a smoother appearance rather than sort of streakier, which is just, yeah, just good. I say, anything that helps out. Again, this hobby, it is all about learning, trying new things, and yeah, just getting better and improving. So anything that makes things simpler is definitely a win-win in my eyes. And there we go, the brush is nicely loaded. I've got off sort of the excess, and it's ready to do some nice dry brushing. So I'm sure you guys are probably going to ask, where can you get this miniature from? And I have to say, I don't know. So this was sent to me by Ross. So link down below, guys. Go and well, yeah, go and have a look at some of his videos, and yeah, ask him how you can get hold of this Wolverine bust. Yeah, I've never really done sort of busts before, but this is, as I say, a nice little figure. So plenty of definition in this, and I do love the textured top he's got. Just because, again, that sort of helps show just how good a printer it is, in the fact it can get so much definition, yeah, in the prints, which is just lovely. So good old dry brushing grey, dry brushing white, and then yeah, then he's all ready for a bit of, well, I think I'm going to use some contrast paints this time. So I'm going to paint him yellow, and I must admit yellow is always one of these dodgy colours where, well, sometimes it can come out more green. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. Yeah, I'm going to use some Citadel contrast yellow. So like I say, yellow isn't generally a colour I tend to use. When I have used it in the past, as you can see here, it's very translucent. Quite often it kind of looks like green. I mean, that's because obviously using it over the slap chop paint technique, yeah, not so good. You really want to use this over a sort of a white primed base. But I thought I'd give it a go. So I've covered the whole body in this, let it dry fully, and then thought, oh, I'll give it a second coat. But then even when I just sort of started doing that, I could tell, yeah, it was making no real difference. So soon gave up on that and then thought, well, let's just paint the thing solid yellow. But even then, I probably went over this model about 4 times, which obviously isn't ideal. I mean, it's quite a watery sort of yellow I'm using. But even so, doing so many coats, you do start to lose some of the definition, which is obviously a real shame when, yeah, when his outfit was so textured. But hey ho, these things happen. So with the black, yeah, good old contrast black. I've never had any issues with this. Covers really nicely, but you can still see the slap chop sort of technique underneath, which is really good. And then just using some off-white for the eyes and the teeth. So very simple model, this one. Obviously not too many colours, but it's just a good sort of example of what to sort of try and print out on this this Heygears Reflex printer. And yeah, say it came out really well. So very impressed with the print quality there. And this is where it really is such a shame that I don't have sort of like a workshop, studio, or even a garage where I could set things up, get some sort of nice looking lights, get the old like LED coloured things to really show off the printer. I say guys, if you see this printer in real life, it just looks amazing. It really does. Obviously the prints come out really good, but I say the actual look of this printer is just far beyond anything else I've seen with all the other ones. So yeah, no sort of final shots of the printer. As I say, I just can't do it any justice. One thing I didn't mention, very easy to set up. Straight out of the box, you don't need to do any leveling. This has a fixed build plate, so it's self-leveling, which is just... So I just want to say a big shout out and thank you to Heygears for sending me this, as well as sponsoring the channel. Don't forget, check out the links below, guys, to this printer. And yeah, you will be just as amazed as I am. And a big shout out and thank you as well to Ross at Foalhammer for obviously all his help, because hey, he is definitely a more technical guy and knows his job or his business when it comes to 3D printers. Again, link down below, check him out as well. A big thank you also to all my lovely patrons, Chaos Cards and the Colour Forge for helping support the channel. It really does mean so much. Click on the other video on the screen, guys. You all take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.